What is happening? My name is Double Entendre. That's right. This is where we stop all the double speak. This is where we speak from our hearts, speak from our minds, like a stream of consciousness kind of idea. Um, Anything I say, take it with a grain of salt. It is just my opinions. These are just my thoughts. They're not financial advice. They're not medical advice. They're nothing like that. None of this is just advice. Just think of me just like kind of ranting of some sorts. If you listen to it, thank you. If not, that's totally okay. I'm fine with that. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Totally fine. Whatever you want. Okay, it doesn't really matter. All right. This is just a conversation that I like to have with myself. And if you want to join in, I'd be more than glad to talk to you, even if we don't agree. Okay. Um, what's the biggest thing that happened? Kaiser Permanente. Okay. Big hospital. I'm gonna start calling it a corporation in this case because I just don't sound anything like a non-profit organization at this point. They announced that they wanted to tell all their employees, all the staffs, I mean, like fucking all 270,000 of them that's employed there, to get the jab. All right, and they're dangling all the employees' livelihoods, on the line. They're coercing them to get this thing, to comply in order for them to survive, which is kind of insane considering, I think a medical facility would be the greatest thing to help mankind survive. But in this case, I guess they don't really see that. But we'll forgive them for now. Not really, but for the sake of the video, we'll stop there. And it's such a shame because this is a dangerous precedence, in my opinion, that we're setting up for just the future of the culture of America. We are literally looking at sick people, or in this case, in my opinion, those who are trying to make it on their own, right? What I mean by it, that is like, those kind of take consciousness to their, decisions, to what they eat, to the lifestyle, to how active they want to be. Those that really take a proactive stance and ownership in themselves, as if they were zombies, right? Like, the untreated is a problem, or some kind of sickness in this sense. There's just because somebody who didn't get the jab doesn't mean that they're a zombie. There's a lot of like untreated folks who are totally healthy. Okay, but a lot of people are looking at the ones who are not following this as if they're enemies. It's just straight up fucking enemies, in my opinion. And I work in a hospital, right? Like, my first thoughts would be, listen, the patients are all individuals, and you can't treat one person the same as somebody else. For Kaiser to say that their own people, who you would think that they will hold to a higher standard, in my opinion, that their own employees should probably be treated as some of the best patients, and to really set an example, that of healthcare. But no, they want a blanket kind of type thing. Supposedly, I guess a 35-year-old versus a 65-year-old grandpa is in the same exact situations, whether it is medically or financially in some sort. That just, to me, doesn't really fucking like make sense, in my opinion. I hope not for anybody else either. But there's clearly differences, even between sexes, right? Male and female. Even between races, Asian, blacks, white. We're all like come from different backgrounds. We're all individuals. Like, a group is made up of individuals. But no, in this case, it's just like, you're all employees, as if we're cattle of some sort. So And me as a person, if I were to help, see a patient, I would see them as, hey, they are humans themselves, right? They have emotions, they have feelings, they have thoughts, they have worries, they come from different backgrounds and financial things, and that's those stuff are important in order to make a best medical evaluation that is between a provider and that patient, specifically catered to themselves. Right? But not in this case, for some reason. It's just so funny how, like, in the face of this event, this worldwide event, called the pandemic of some sorts, that the one place you would think that you can go to for your benefit, or for the battle against all these health adversities, that they are they don't even view you as a person, and then, better yet, they don't view themselves, their own, as a person, right? They're looking at some of those who are trying to be out there on their own as some kind of zombie, as if they're like, oh my god, we gotta like treat them with our thing, and there's no talk about whether a one size fit all thing. What if it was wrong? This is just asking a question. It's just an opinion, as I said. What if this thing that everyone did the same exact thing was wrong? Everybody just jumped off the cliff. Now what, right? Because this just really kind of reminds me of, like, this guy who went on this mad, like, annihilation spree, back in the 1930s, to 1940s, all because he believed that there was a superior race versus all these other inferior race that he wanted to go eliminate. He wanted to create the most perfect and most healthy kind of race of some sort, and it just sounds like that's kind of what's going on. It's something similar, but in this case, it's a little bit more ridiculous, right? It's people who are not, like, in my opinion, taking into account all their own personal cost, benefit, and risk, and it's just a cult, kind of a Kool-Aid event. That's right, it's a cult Kool-Aid event at this point, and it's just self-mutilation of sorts. Man, I don't even know what to really think about it, but just to feel just so much distraught and disgust, for all that is going on, and just like how far, this how far the country has fallen, and I'm hoping, with a good amount of, like, disobedience and dissidence that's that will take place, that is enough for people to be like, hey, maybe we'll offer an alternative. And it's going to be annoying for those who actually got strong-armed into it, who got intimidated and already jumped the ship to go and take a jab to save their livelihoods, when at some point, hopefully it does happen, where they reverse course. That would be a tragic to those who did, but I think at this point it would just be damage control, in my opinion, and I'm hoping we do not go any further in a direction that we're heading in now, and it just kind of all stops, because this is some nightmare for sure. Thanks for hanging out. As I said, if you agree with me, that's great. If you don't, that's totally fine too. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share it, whatever you want. If you find it, that's great. If not, oh well. Have a great night. Peace.